Hey, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram because I post every day. I wanted to post this video today because I feel like it's really relevant and could help a lot of people. And everyone's always talking about being positive, but what does that mean? What does positivity mean to you? Does that mean being able to be motivated? Does that being able to give a lot to the people around you, your work colleagues, your people, your family, your friends? But to me, positivity comes from within, and I wanted to make this video to help people with a positive mindset. I feel like when you're on prep or any type of fitness journey, I'm relating it back to fitness, but it's sometimes you think like, I would just love to stay in bed. Like I felt like that this morning, and I was like, no, because my goals are a lot more stronger than, you know, me staying in bed for an extra 20 minutes. It would stress me out more staying in bed. And when you have a positive mindset, everything else just evokes. I feel like there's a lot of negativity, especially we've experienced as a collective in the last year, and it's something that's inevitable. You know, I feel like some humans are programmed to always think they're negative and pessimistic, which is fine, that's how you're programmed. But if you want to change that positive mindset, it's something that I had to think about a lot and had to delve into myself and dial into myself. And it's very much a case of, tip number one is write yourself goals. So I always speak about this, draw them out, keep one on my wall, keep one in my room. So I'm constantly staring at them even if I don't realise. That is tip number one. Remember why you're doing it and draw it out. Tip number two is don't be so hard on yourself. Take time out for yourself. If that means you not working a weekend, we're so programmed as humans to, I was reading loads of studies of it, like 200 years ago, gentlemen of leisure were deemed the more affluent ones. But now we are deemed the ones that are busy are the most productive. No, to keep a positive mindset, you have to have that mindset of, if I want to take time out, I can take time out. Tip number three, 100%, keep a routine. You know, it seems stupid, but you actually need to keep a routine to stay positive and do little rituals that you like. So for example, first thing in the morning, I put on a podcast. Last thing at night, I will try and not speak to anyone or anything and just read for the last 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm just zoned into something quite positive. And that is something that I've really found helps. Yes, we're on decaf coffee because I'm on reduced calories, but it is what it is. Tip number four is exercise. It's scientifically proven that moving your body releases endorphins, and that basically is the happy hormone, and that will help you feel better in yourself. Tip number five, turn off the news. When I tell you turn off the news, I mean block it out. Only watch the news that you want to watch. So I watch ITV in the mornings, and then that's it for the day. If there's anything that's really, really, really important, just to keep up to date with affairs, I stay off the news, especially mainstream news, as much as I can. This really helps me. If I need to know something really important, I ask my friends and family to tell me. But apart from that, I really try to stay off the news. It's really negative, and especially with, you know, the amount, it was very much in the beginning of COVID, I used to watch it and see how many people were dying, and I used to get something called world depression, which is where you're really feeling the effects of the world. And turning off the news is just turning off reality for me, and it's not being ignorant, it's just tuning into what you want to listen to. And that leads me on to tip number six, which is kind of tip number five, but combined, is social media. There's so many positive people out there. Block out the negative people, block out the people that are not giving you value to your life. And it sounds really bad, but if they aren't inspiring you or motivating you or keeping you positive or uplifted or making you laugh, why are they in your life? So if they're on social media, it's a bit like this relates to like friends as well. They're not giving you value or giving you something that, you know, inspires you, motivates you, then why are you there? I think it's super important to remember that you need to remember you are in control of your own mindset, and keeping that mindset of resilience, which I'll go on to in a second. That's another tip, is be resilient. anything that throws your way, be resilient to it. If something negative happens, you naturally, as I do as well, like you just think the worst, and then you think, what can this teach me? It's not a mistake unless you don't learn from the lesson. And making sure that you can take that time out to think and reflect and be positive in the situation, I think is a great trait to have. Everyone always says, how do you remain so positive? I'm not always positive, and I'll put my hands up to it. It's the people around me that inspire me to stay positive and motivated, and they are the people that keep me going and keep me so positive, especially during this prep. And you know, you get emotional and it's not the easiest, and you know, you literally just, yeah, it's staying positive and remembering why I'm doing it. And that's the major reason I wanted to bring into this video, is like, don't stress. We're all human, and we are inclined to be a little bit negative sometimes. Reading really helps me. I really watch a lot of anime or funny shows or things that aren't too serious. Sometimes I do, like I watched Fatality. I could do a whole Netflix series. I've watched every film possible that's got good ratings on Netflix, but I feel like that's really helped me keep a positive mindset. If I feel like one of my friends is negative in the day, I will just block them out, and they will call me if they need me. But I realised that I can't be positive to all the people around me all the time, and that's something it took a while to learn and really was hard for me, because I try and help everyone. But if that means cutting people out or reducing the amount I talk to individuals on certain days, if they need me, they know I'm here, but I'm not going to sit there and try and uplift you all the time when it's repetitive for weeks and weeks. And I think that's something that I've learned, and it's come a long way from me always trying to think, oh my gosh, what's wrong with this person or this friend of mine that I speak to. No, it's okay. It's okay to take yourself away from it and just remain in your little bubble. I always say to my mum, I'm always in this bubble, like I try not to let anyone burst it, and that's why I'm very selective with who I speak to, who I let into my life. And being selective is not bad, it's just protecting yourself from anything negative. Some things are out of our control, you know, COVID was out of our control, but the things you can control and focusing on that, I think is extremely important. God, that just turned into a whole run. I should have said grab a drink. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It was short and sweet because I didn't want people to be hearing me waffle on about a positive mindset, but a positive mindset is with anything you do in life, and anything you do, give 100%, and that is the best thing that I do. And it's also a downfall because you get let down and you don't understand why things are not going your way, but it's super important to remember why you're doing what you're doing, whatever that might be, and remain positive. And if you are having a negative day, put your hands up, and it's okay to have a negative day, but remembering why you're doing what you're doing and staying that little bit more positive is super important. If you have any questions or you need any help, DM me on Instagram. And if you have any of your own positive mindset rituals, I'd love to know, so put them in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you again next time.